The automatic doors should have been locked. That was my first warning something wasn't right. It was 6:30 a.m. on Memorial Day, 2.5 hours before opening, and I had come in early to finish some inventory reports. The parking lot was deserted except for my old Honda Civic, and I'd used my manager's key to slip in through the side entrance. So when I heard the sudden whoosh of the front doors sliding open, followed by the sharp staccato of designer heels across the showroom floor, I froze mid-sip of my coffee. Hello? Hello? I know someone's here. I saw your car outside. The voice carried through the dim store, each word louder than the last. I crept to the corner of the back office and peeked out. There she was, half lit by the faint morning light and the glow of the emergency signs. Patricia Holbrook, age 57, though I only learned that later when she flashed her driver's license at me. She wore a blinding hot pink velour tracksuit, her teased blonde hair defying logic and hairspray, a designer handbag on one arm, and a wrinkled plastic shopping bag from our store in the other. The alarms were still set. The lights were off. The registers were dead. We were, in every sense, closed. Yet somehow Patricia had tripped the locked doors and marched in like it was prime shopping time, demanding service. For a moment, I thought about hiding until she left, but she spotted me before I could duck back. Finally. Do you know how long I've been waiting? She barked, stomping toward me. 20 seconds. I could have gone to another store already. It was 6:35 a.m. on a federal holiday. I forced my customer service smile, the one I perfected after 8 years in retail. Good morning, ma'am. I'm David Patterson, the store manager. Unfortunately, we're closed for the holiday. We don't open until 9. Her face twisted in outrage. Closed? Closed? Then why are you here? Why are the doors unlocked? This is false advertising. I'll see you fired for this. She slammed the plastic bag onto a counter, rattling a few demo tablets. I bought this charger last month, and it broke yesterday. I want a refund now, and compensation for my time and stress. I kept my tone steady, though in my head I was already counting down the years until I could quit retail. I understand you're upset, but as I mentioned, we're closed. And even if we were open, I need a receipt to process the return. Her eyes narrowed. Receipt? I don't keep receipts. That's your job. Look it up in your little system. Our systems aren't on yet, I explained. And even during business hours, I can't process a return without proof of purchase. It's store policy. She gave a harsh, mocking laugh, the kind that's been used to bully managers since commerce began. Policy? I'll tell you about policy, David. I've shopped here for 15 years. 15 years. I practically pay your salary. And you're refusing to help me because of a policy. I bit my tongue instead of pointing out that our store had only been open 7 years. Ma'am, the registers are locked, the systems are down, and we are closed for a federal holiday. I literally cannot process anything. That's when she whipped out her phone and started recording. This is going online. Everyone will see how Riverside Electronics discriminates against paying customers. Refusing service. Ageism, sexism. The world will hear about this. I know my rights, she declared, pivoting sharply on her designer heels before striding toward the registers. If you won't help me, I'll do it myself. Where are the refund slips? Ma'am, please don't go behind the counter. That's for employees only. But Patricia had already ducked under the pass-through, surprisingly nimble for someone claiming age discrimination. She yanked open drawers, scattering rolls of receipt paper and warranty cards onto the floor. This is outrageous. Stores used to care about customers. That's when her eyes landed on it, the backup cash drawer we kept for outages. It was locked, of course, but Patricia wasn't deterred. She snatched a stapler and started prying at the lock like she was cracking a safe. Ma'am, stop immediately, or I'll have to call the police. She spun around, clutching the stapler like a weapon. Go ahead. Call them. I'll tell them you trapped me here. Those doors open. That's an invitation. Implied consent. My nephew's a lawyer. I pulled out my phone and dialed 911, not breaking eye contact. She looked smug until she heard me speaking to the dispatcher. Yes, I need police at Riverside Electronics on Merchant Boulevard. A trespasser is attempting to break into our cash drawer. Patricia's face flushed from pink to beet red to an unhealthy shade of purple. Trespasser. I'm a customer. With one more violent yank, the old lock gave way. The drawer popped open, revealing about $300 in small bills. Patricia snatched a handful. 40 for the charger, 60 for my trouble. Actually, let's make it an even 200 for the discrimination and false imprisonment. She was still stuffing 20s into her designer bag when two officers entered through the same malfunctioning doors. They looked equal parts annoyed and bewildered to be called out on a holiday morning. "Sir, can you tell us what's going on?" asked Officer Chin. I pointed at Patricia, who was hugging her handbag like a running back. "This woman broke into our store and forced open the cash drawer after I refused to process a return without a receipt." Patricia immediately launched into her version. "This is entrapment. He lured me inside. The doors were open. I'm a paying customer. My taxes pay your salary." Officer Ramirez stepped forward. "Ma'am, put the money back and move away from the register. This is my money. I'm owed a refund." "Check the cameras. They'll prove it." "Oh, we'll be checking the cameras," Chin said, taking out his cuffs. "But right now, return the money." Patricia's shrill protest rattled the store. "You can't arrest me. I'm a pillar of this community. PDA board, neighborhood watch, my husband golfs with the mayor." The officers weren't impressed. Ramirez counted exactly $220 from her purse while Patricia escalated, accusing them of brutality, ageism, elder abuse, even claiming she had a heart condition. Later, the security footage confirmed it all. Patricia prying the door sensor to trigger the entrance, ransacking the drawers, breaking into the cash box, stuffing the cash into her bag. Start to finish, it lasted under 12 minutes, though it felt like hours. When they let her out in cuffs, she was still shouting about her nephew the lawyer, her husband the golfer, her so-called consumer rights. The last thing I heard before the doors slid shut was her shrieking, "I'll own this store. You'll be working for me." The district attorney's office didn't buy it. Breaking and entering was still breaking and entering, even through doors she'd forced open. Theft was still theft, no matter what she called it. Vandalism was still vandalism, even if she chaired the PDA. 3 months later, I testified at her trial. Patricia arrived in a conservative black suit, her hair neatly styled, presenting herself as the picture of a respectable suburban grandmother. Her lawyer, who really was her nephew, though clearly not a very skilled one, insisted that Patricia had simply been confused by the doors opening and believed the store was open for business. The jury wasn't convinced. After just 47 minutes of deliberation, the verdict came back: guilty on all counts, breaking and entering, theft, and property damage. The judge, visibly exasperated with what he called entitled people who believe rules don't apply to them, sentenced her to 6 months in county jail, reduced to 3 for good behavior, plus $2,000 in fines and restitution. But Patricia's harshest punishment didn't come from the court system. It came from the internet. Someone in the courtroom had recorded her meltdown at the verdict, her screeching about discrimination and demanding to speak to the judge's manager. The clip went viral under the title "Karen Tries to Rob Store, Demands Refund for Her Crime." It racked up 3.7 million views in a single week. The fallout was brutal. Parents forced her off the PDA board. The neighborhood watch voted her out unanimously. Even her husband wasn't spared. His golf buddies at the country club started calling him Refund Randy. Patricia's Facebook page had to be shut down after hundreds of strangers flooded it with sarcastic customer service reviews. And the most absurd detail? The $40 phone charger she'd been so determined to return turned out not to be from our store at all. We found it in the bag she left behind, with a Radio Shack label. A company that had gone out of business 2 years before she ever tried bringing it to us. When that came to light, police tacked on attempted fraud to her charges, though the judge merely rolled his eyes and said the existing convictions were more than enough. So Patricia Holbrook, once a self-proclaimed pillar of the community, PDA officer, and neighborhood watch leader, ended up with a criminal record, 3 months behind bars, $2,000 in fines, and a lifetime ban from every Riverside Electronics in the state. All because she couldn't wait until 9 a.m.